Alright, hello and welcome back to some more Minecraft Paradise Golden Age, episode 1100 and I think we're at the 10 now. It was 108 that I... Wait 1 second, I just saw a funny picture there and I just had to screenshot it. That cracks me up. Alright, so, last episode of Minecraft Paradise Golden Age, episode 1109, I think it was. This making this 1110. That's a mouthful. You really have me working hard now, huh? You know how bad my tongue is trying to pronounce all this? But it's for you, so I'll do it. Alright, so last episode, well, we got under construction a lot of stuff here. This is actually a deconstruction project of a old thing that we did to kind of expand our island. And you can see that there's a lot of glowstone here, which will be recycled. That's my main idea for recycling it. You're probably wondering, like, you know, why is there so much glowstone here? Well, I thought I would not ever. I thought I would one day add a mod that would add... Wait 1 second, I have to deal with pop-ups now. There we go. Alright, I thought I would add a mod that would add something similar to the Drown to my, series, but that never happened. I did actually get a underwater mod, but I don't think I ever got it to work, so I removed it. It was a long time ago. Alright. Sadly, a lot of those mod packs, variations have been lost to time. So I still have quite a lot of them, to be honest. I need to, upload them all for use with the dates that I normally put next to them. Whew. I might take a second. I know, I'm kind of putting yous on suspense. And that is so I can take my inhaler. I might cough, because it's one that likes to make me cough whenever I take it. There we go. Now where did I put the box? I literally just had the box here a second ago. I put it inside the other box that came with my, mouse. Alright, I'm gonna take a little hydrate there, and I feel called out with this camera, I tell you. I have this webcam and all you can just see me is, going back and forth, going looking side to side while I'm just chilling. And I feel like I'm getting called out every time that I'm just, I just bounce. It cracks me up every time though. How much work did I actually do? This was a long time ago, I tell you. A lot of this material was actually, I think I had to procure a lot of it off camera after, it just taking hours. This is the thing, I had to do this in my free time while I was at high school. So, you can tell why I had to do it off camera, have to do other stuff, and plus, you had family always in the background and all that. So you had to do it like specific times, which sucked. But that's why a lot of this material had to be gathered off camera just because of that one, well, multiple reasons. Which sucks. Alright. Luckily I was able to have a lot of it. Can't remember if I had to smelt all of the stone or what. It was that long ago, to be honest. It was that long ago. Let's see. I don't need that now, so swap that with that. Put the stone supply in here. I tell you, it's really hard to push the button down when it comes to singing. I tell you, I drink one bit of water and I start burping like there's no tomorrow. Well, it's better than being, you know, bloated, isn't it? You know, if I'm being honest. Bloated, you know, feeling is like the worst. I keep swapping it when I'm, you know, holding down because my finger's right next to the, what do you call it, mouse wheel. That's a shark. I feel like that shark has like a high kill count. If I was able to get like the statistics for like animals, that shark would definitely have a high kill count. There we go. And break all of that. I'm kind of just looking forward to breaking all that glowstone, to be honest. I just see like so much of it and I think, that's gotta be nice to break. I have to break all of this. I did realize that I was running out of air. So let me go and grab some air. We also do need to work on that bridge. We worked on the bridge that is over here. It looks quite, you know, big, to be honest. I might have to shrink it down. Let me know, should I shrink it down or not? It's really just, you know, maybe. Maybe. Like a lot of this, what do you call it, terrain over here, this bit needs to be shrunk back down. And what we're breaking is all under here. So everything goes like this way outwards. And you can tell that a lot due to all of this being counted as beach. So this is all beach land. Because you can tell that the, what do you call it, terrain changes colour around here. This is lighter, that's sea water there, that's sea green, that's when it's over the water. This is if it's over a beach, it's kind of yellowish, and if it's, you know, jungle, it's, you know, bright green. And if it's a river, it's normally, you know, this, you know, pale colour, kind of like what it is with the sea colour. Which I do need to actually work on repairing said river. That is a very ancient river that I did talk about repairing. And that is very ancient. To be honest, it runs right through the bunny pool. I think that's a bunny pool there. Is that... So this must have all been like terrain. Okay. I see now. I see. So a lot of this terrain here, this would have been the blockage bit. And this would have just been open area. So a river tried to form through here. You can kind of see that it did also try to form down all the way over here. But not very successful. It kind of stops around this little bit here. And it turns into a beach. We have a lot of terrain like that. Like if I look for rivers that form, you kind of get these bits. And if you look here with this river, you can kind of see where rivers form. Anything that is, you know, this is river blocks and need to be cleared away. I really need to do, you know, a big, you know, shift on a lot of this landscape. A lot of this was kind of just made so I would be able to bolt down it. That's a shark. So a lot of it needs still a lot of work done. Oops. Oopsie daisy. I might actually just start breaking all this, to be honest. You can see a lot of historical stuff just scattered around here. I'm breaking most of this now just because I don't want to accidentally break it during construction. I placed two of them right next to each other. I tell you, I must have been lining it up from the inside and then I started lining it up from the outside, which just caused placements to just be terrible. I would never place this many, you know, now, because it's just, you know, not very good placement. But this was me 4 years ago, you know, placing it just sporadically. Plus, you know, we did also have the fear of drowns, or a variant of drowns, being a mod that we add to the series. I really do want to go see if there's any new 1.12.2 mods that would be interesting for the series. Well, we're kind of just at that comfortable bit now that, you know, I don't want to do that. Plus, I've just been kind of focused on a lot of build projects over the years. There we go. A lot of this terrain is a little bit wonky now. I think I must have taken some, or a lot of this is not natural. Alright. Just start breaking all of this. You dare touch me, I'll absolutely destroy you. I hate sharks. Hate them. Except for black hedges. Except for black hedges. Accidentally went into a block there. Alright. Alright. I think we might just start taking down a lot of this, you know, wood that you see here. That went deep down there. Don't know why I wasted that much. There we go. Just start grabbing all of that there. That can go into the backpack alongside some of the other stuff that it belongs with. And let's see. Stone. You can go into this backpack, which is almost full. Though I don't think I have too much, you know, left to mine. I did really like this little, you know, holding up the terrain bit here. It's a very old idea. I fell into a little tiny pit there. Alright. I think this was the original tiny little bit here on the shore. Yeah. Very old, very ancient. I said I didn't have too much, you know, more to mine, but looks like that was not the case. That is original. Has that chicken been under my... Has that chicken just been under my house that entire time? That is hilarious. That is hilarious. You can see a lot of the seawater compared to the ocean, but you know, the now. Just start breaking all of this that we see here. I'll head down and just start grabbing a bunch of it now. A lot of this will be just recycled. That's kind of the thing that I will always say. If you're playing Minecraft, just recycle your materials. You don't have to waste them or anything. Just recycle them. It's a lot more easier, to be honest. You didn't realize it came out this far, to be honest. I think I did double. Or, no, I did stone and then... I don't know why I just did stone on the outside. I think I wanted it to look more like, you know, normal. But that was kind of never going to be the case, to be honest. You know, this definitely does not look normal. I'm out of oxygen. I need to go grab... I accidentally just refilled my oxygen. That tiny little air bubble just saved my life. So I do have, you know, respiration, so it's not too bad. I love that chicken's just, you know, chilling over there. And there it goes, returning back to its nature. So is this dirt down here fully natural? I'm unsure. That's really the, you know, weird part. I don't think it is natural, well, fully natural. It does feel like, you know, there should be gravel down here, but then I look at this bit here, and I feel like I covered it up. Oh, thank you for the check-in, Rizzy. I can never pronounce people's names, they all know now. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. But it's just, you know, nostalgic just seeing how much work I did, you know, so long ago. I think I might actually, you know, destroy some of this, you know, and see, yeah. There's definitely a lot of gravel just scattered underneath it. Almost broke there a little bit too far. Alright, let me shove this in the backpack. Or what I can put in the backpack. That can actually go in my regular backpack. And that can go in my regular backpack too, so I have a little bit more room. Alright. This is probably, you know, the biggest deconstruction project that we've done in a while now. And I say in a while because we have done a lot of deconstruction projects. I think the largest, like in widths, has to be the one that we did all the way over at the 150 block wide project when we had to take down that and then replace it with the new ring that is still under construction. We need to actually finish off it, and then I will be probably dedicating this build to my dog, who, you know, sadly passed away. So that's where I am going to be, you know, making a memorial for them. There we go. It's a little bit out of the way and it's a nice build. And it's the biggest build of my world. If I ever had to like rebuild it, I'll probably build it up, you know, probably 2 times the size it is. If I had to rebuild it. Okay. A lot of this seems to be not natural. Or is natural, but I am not sure. Alright. Let me just start breaking away a lot of the unnecessary parts. It is kind of going to be floating. We have not moved the animals just yet. But when we do move the animals, this entire area is coming down. You just don't realize how much, you know, you do like in the back in the day, and then you come back to it and then it's like, you know, you're walking through, you know, entirely different place. Like, I would never expect I did this much work for this one area. I feel like I could have done it so much better with modern knowledge. I keep, you know, up and down in there, and it keeps, you know, I keep swimming, that's what it is. I keep swimming and it keeps making me go up and down, and it's really off-putting and singing in the eyes. There we go. But just above us is my chicken and turkey farm, which I will be making a much larger and better one in the future. Just seeing how much of a difference this is. I do wonder what's actually like fully natural. Like, I'm judging like, is this natural or... That's not natural, that is a little bit more landscape. And this is probably the most historical thing. I might have to break some of this. Well, I have to break this anyway. This is the original tree that was at my base so long ago. There's a little bunny friend. This was the original animal farm tree that we had. You can also see some of the stuff that I did for the pigs. Are these old? Or... These must be ancient. I can definitely just break all of this here. Let's see. I can just start shoving some of that in there now. Dirt can go in the backpack. Sorry, I'm just really off-putted with, you know, just discovering a lot of these ancient stuff that, you know, it's just been here, you know, buried for that long. Might actually just shove that in there. A lot of the shoreline does need some help in repositioning. Alright, put that there. I cannot believe how, you know, much work was really put into this area. Like, this area has not seen the light of day for 1,000+ episodes. That is actually my carrot farm. But you know what, I'll plug this now. I don't really care about the carrots drying up or anything. Oop. That's a very weird bug that happens there. I just care about, like, just looking at all this, you know, historical stuff. Does not feel like that long ago, 1,000 episodes, but it is, you know, so long ago. Cobblestone I can't insta-break, but you know, still. I just like just seeing all the work that I did here. This is probably the earliest fill-in technique that I would do. We did develop the honeycomb technique, and we should really use the honeycomb technique a lot more. It costs you about half of what you filled in, well, broke down for the place if you're doing like a cave, you know, refilling. But I would say it's definitely worth it, as it just stops certain mobs from spawning. I'm just picking up what I can now. I'm just mesmerized with all the work that we've done here. Is this natural? Wow. You don't realize how much of this is actually beach. Like, this entire area here is all supposed to be the beach. That is amazing. That is, like, you know, I feel like I'm playing, like, you know, National Treasure over here, you know. Pretty sure they did get a game, you know, a game for that. It was terrible. I think it was on the PS2. Now I'm just thinking about a PS2 looking, you know, Nicolas Cage. That would be creepy. That would be creepy. I'm just like so mesmerized at all the work that we've done here. It does look like I can just take a lot of this dirt away. Dumping into the water. Breaking all of this. I feel like, you know, I've not seen this in so long, but it feels so familiar at the same time. Oh. Yo, piggies. We'll let in. Don't let the piggies escape. We don't want that mishap happen again. Well, this all seems to be natural dirt bit here. Oop. We'll let in. It's just this bit needs to be all mined out. I accidentally just broke historical vines there. I do apologize, thingy. I do also need to sort out a lot of dirt issue that was down here. It looks like a lot of it is natural, but I'm not really sure. It's so off-putting because I'm looking at the area over there and I'm thinking, like, is it supposed to look like that? Or not? So it's just so odd, if I'm being honest. As I will probably take a lot of this, you know, back with me. It also allows me to see a little bit better. Oh, I accidentally broke something there. I don't want to mess with that now. But just seeing the difference, you know. This area has not seen the light of day for 1,000 episodes, and it feels like, you know, not a day has passed. Not a day has passed. Why does that feel off? Does this feel off to you? It can't be, because there is a mound above it. It just feels off certain bits, you know, if I'm being honest. You can see some sandstone stuff. I think I took some of the sand away and then replaced it with, you know, dirt. Which is kind of odd to do. That shark is definitely trying to lock on to me right now. There we go. So let us go and grab these and head up here. There we go. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad at all. I really do like how much work, you know, we've done so far. Oop, I almost just broke right into the ceiling there. Alright. Let's just start breaking it all the way around. This will be very thin, so we have to make sure... What did I say? I would break you into nothing. Tell you, the shark just likes to attack me sometimes. The shark just likes to attack me sometimes. It's really annoying. Alright, let us continue. Before I get distracted again. Alright. But you know what, I will say, for my, you know, engineering 4 years ago, this area, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. That, you know, bit below us was bad. But this area up here is not bad at all. Plus it did get some renovations, that's why we had that little sandy bit out front. This must not be natural. I feel like that's so unnatural. I won't deal with it now, but I'll come back for it later. I'll fill it in with just the sand that we have on hand. Oops, I accidentally hit the E button there. I'm still getting used to this new, you know, mouse. I keep saying mic. I don't have a new mic yet. Alright. Let us break all of this. Can I break this? Yes, I can break it. So I don't think these really matter, right? Luckily they do not. Okay. Phew. Let's gather up our mess underwater, and I will call that quits for this episode afterwards. Because we have been hard at work here. We should have really been moved on to our other build project that we needed to work on, that being... Wait 1 second. That is a zombie that I'm hearing. Coarse dirt. Yeah, I'm hearing a zombie somewhere, but I don't know where the zombie would be. Oop, let me break that. I might turn a lot of this back into sand. I feel like it should be sand. So I might turn a lot of it back into sand. It looks like when it gets to a certain depth that this is all, like, you know... Ah, yeah. So this is all natural, okay. Okay. It's just taking me a little, you know, second to try and figure out, like, you know, what is which, because, you know, how dark it is down here. I'm drowning now. So let us go back up to the surface. I might also remove this acacia tree. Don't know. Might have to go. Might have to go. We're definitely going to have to trim this front section out. Eventually I need to move the sheep. That's what I need to do. But the thing is, I have to take the sheep either through that direction or through this direction and somehow get them over to the new sheep farm that is over here, which is going to suck because it's that far away. I got hay bales in there? No, I got yellow wool in there. I do also got sandstone in here, so remind me of that. Whew. I started drinking water, I tell you. This, you know, not that long ago, and I just started burping because of it. So, that is us at the 30-minute mark, where we'll be ending off this episode here. If you're on the Twitch side, do not worry, we'll be restarting and starting again. And if you're on the YouTube side, that is the end of today's episode. Have a nice day, stay safe, observable. Next for the vitamins, very important, and we see things about the CCs. Bye bye. Need to remember what button.